Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Daniel, and with me today is my good friend Andrew. How are you doing, man?
Hey, Daniel, I'm doing good, thanks. A little nervous, actually. I don't usually talk this much in English.
And that's exactly why we're here today. I think a lot of our viewers feel the same way. So today we're talking about something almost every English learner struggles with: the fear of making mistakes.
Oh yes, this is such a real thing. I know so many people, including myself, who understand English pretty well, but when it's time to actually speak, we just freeze. We go completely silent. Exactly, and today we want to change that mindset. So if you're watching this and you feel scared to speak English, this conversation is for you. Stay with us. Andrew, let me ask you something. When you first started speaking English, were you also afraid of making mistakes? Honestly, yes, all the time. I think the biggest fear is what other people will think. Like, what if they laugh at me? What if my grammar is totally wrong? I totally get that. I remember once in school, the teacher asked me a question in English, and I knew the answer. I actually knew it, but I was so scared of saying the wrong word that I just stayed silent. It was so embarrassing. That happens to me too. Like, my brain knows the answer, but my mouth just won't move. Right, and here's the thing. Most of the time, people are not laughing at you. They're just listening. They just want to understand what you're saying. The judgment is mostly in our own head. That's so true. I think I'm honestly my own biggest critic. We all are. We judge ourselves way more harshly than other people judge us. And that self-criticism stops us from even trying, which is honestly the worst thing you can do when you're learning a language. So, Daniel, how did you actually get over this fear? Because I can see now that you speak really confidently. Honestly, I made a decision. I told myself I will make mistakes, and that is completely okay. I gave myself permission to be wrong. And the moment I stopped trying to be perfect, everything just changed. But doesn't it still feel bad when you make a mistake in front of someone? At first, yes. But then I realized something. Every mistake is actually a teacher. When I said something wrong and someone corrected me, I never forgot that correction. It stayed with me forever. But when I just read grammar in a book and never actually used it, I forgot it in 2 days. Oh wow, so mistakes actually help you remember things better? Absolutely. There's actually science behind this. When you make a mistake and then learn the correct version, your brain makes a really strong connection. Mistakes are not the opposite of learning. They are part of learning. I never thought about it that way. I always thought making a mistake means I'm failing, but you're saying it actually means I'm progressing. Exactly right. And honestly, if you're not making mistakes, you're probably not trying hard enough. No risk, no growth. Okay, so for someone like me who is still building confidence, what are some practical things I can actually do? Great question. First thing, talk to yourself. I know it sounds a little strange, but practice speaking English alone. In the mirror, or cooking, or walking. Nobody is listening, so there's zero pressure.
Yes, that's exactly how it feels at the beginning. But after a while, it becomes kind of fun, right? It actually did. I started enjoying it after a few days. See? That's the right feeling. Second thing, start with small conversations. Don't try to give a big speech on day one. Just say a few sentences. Order a coffee in English. Reply to a comment online in English. Small steps really do build big confidence over time. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, don't jump into the deep end straight away. Exactly. And third thing, focus on communication, not perfection. Ask yourself, did the other person understand me? If yes, that's a success. It doesn't matter if your grammar was perfect. Real communication is the goal, not perfect grammar. You know what? Even native speakers make grammar mistakes sometimes. I've actually noticed that. All the time! Native speakers make mistakes every single day, and nobody stops the conversation to correct them. So why do we hold ourselves to a higher standard than native speakers? That's honestly a little crazy when you think about it, right? When you say it like that, yeah, it does sound pretty crazy. We're being harder on ourselves than actual native speakers. Exactly! Give yourself a break! Okay, Daniel, I want to ask you something a little deeper now. Because sometimes it's not just about grammar for me.
Sometimes it feels like my whole identity is connected to how well I speak. Like if I make a mistake, people will think I'm not smart. Does that make sense? Andrew, honestly, that is such a real and honest thing to say. And I think so many people feel exactly like that, but never say it out loud. Here's what I truly believe. Speaking a second language is a skill, not a measure of your intelligence. You are already doing something incredibly difficult. Most people never even try. Wow. Yeah, that really does mean something. Think about a baby learning to walk. The baby falls down maybe 50, 100 times. But we don't say the baby is failing. We say the baby is learning. We celebrate every single attempt. We should give ourselves that same kindness when we're learning a language. Oh, I really love that comparison. Be kind to yourself, like a baby learning to walk. That's going to stay with me. And one more thing. Compare yourself to your past self, not to other people. Are you better than you were 6 months ago? 1 year ago? That is your real progress. Comparing yourself to a fluent speaker is like comparing a student to a professor. It's just not fair to you. Daniel, honestly, I came into this conversation feeling pretty nervous about my English. And right now, I genuinely feel different. More relaxed. More ready to actually speak. And that right there, that feeling, that's exactly where you need to be. You are already good enough to communicate. You just need to believe